Alright, so I've owned the Jeep Wrangler 4xe now for about 4 months and about 3,000 miles. And I get the question all the time, do I like it? And why did I buy a 4xe? Well, let's get into it. I have owned several Jeeps in the past, 4 Wranglers and a Gladiator. So it's safe to say I'm a fan of the Jeep platform. But why did I trade this beast in on a Jeep Wrangler 4xe Rubicon? For me, it was time to upgrade to a Rubicon. I want to get off-road and explore, and I knew I would want a sway bar disconnect and especially the locking differentials. When considering the Jeep Wrangler, frankly, I was overwhelmed with the amount of engine choices. I wanted to have plenty of power. I never liked how sluggish Jeeps have felt in the past. I don't drive very far to work, and I needed to keep it to a reasonable cost. The 2.4 liter turbo has great power and decent fuel economy. The 3.6 liter is tried and true and a good engine, but for me it lacks power. The 3 liter EcoDiesel is a great option, but I believe a diesel engine needs to run, and with my short commute, I won't be using it like it should be. The 392 is the obviously great choice, but they're very expensive, not only to purchase, but to keep fueled up. The 4xe Wrangler gets 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. With those numbers in mind, and the idea that I could get back and forth to work every day on all-electric, I decided to go with the Jeep Wrangler 4xe. It also worked out that with the federal tax credit of $7,500, I wouldn't be paying much more than the 2 liter or 3.6 liter, and far less than the 392. I also believe that hybrid powertrains is where we will wind up in the future in the battle between gas and electric vehicles. I don't think internal combustion engines are going anywhere, and I think that battery electric vehicles have a lot to offer. So this mixture of battery and gas is great. It offers the fuel economy and the range when you need it. So that covers why I bought a 4xe. But do I like it? So far the answer is yes. For me, the 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque makes for a well-performing Jeep that doesn't feel too sluggish. With the added weight of the 4xe powertrain, almost 800 pounds, the Jeep drives great and feels well planted. One complaint I have is the shifting between first and second gear. I have experienced it and read that other people have a sort of lag when you really step on it. This, along with one other thing, have been the most frustrating things so far. Another thing that I see questions on all the time is how is the battery when the power runs out? Well, I can report that it doesn't lack any when the battery runs out. It is in the nature of this type of battery to recharge very quickly when it's low, and the 4xe is always looking for opportunities to put power back in the battery. Even at 0% battery, there's still enough juice to get plenty of power out of the Jeep 4xe. As far as comfort goes, the Jeep rides great. It's still a Jeep with wandering steering and you feel most of the bumps. I will say though that after I upgraded to the Falcon adjustable shocks, those bumps are not as much of an issue anymore. The interior is similar to other Jeeps in the lineup. I personally like the 4xe blue stitching on the dash and in the seats. I prefer that over the red accents in the standard Rubicon. The second complaint I have about the Jeep Wrangler 4xe is the storage over the second row seat. There's about an 8-inch rise there where the seats fold down. This makes it a challenge to put larger items in the back. It's something to keep in mind depending on what you'll be doing with the Jeep. The infotainment system and the 8.4-inch radio are excellent. I've read some complaints about the Uconnect system, but frankly, I think it's better than any other US manufacturer's radio. Because I live so close to where I work, the fuel economy has been one of the stronger points. My electric bill hasn't seen a significant increase, and I'm getting to work and back all day on electric only. Reliability is always a concern with a powertrain that's this fresh, but I can report that I haven't had any issues yet. If I find any or see any, I'll let you guys know. As far as off-road, I have only been able to take it out once, but having a Rubicon is like cheating compared to the sports I've had in the past. I've always been blown away by the capability of a standard Wrangler Sport, but having locking differentials is a game changer. I have big off-roading plans for this Jeep and can't wait to put it through its paces beginning with Easter Jeep Safari in April. I plan on doing a few smaller things before then, so we'll see. Anyway guys, so far I really like the Jeep Wrangler and I would recommend it. If you're kind of like me and you have that short commute, you won't be driving tons and tons of miles on your Jeep and you kind of still like it for that summer, take the top off fun vehicle, but you want to do some off-roading, I think it's a great option for you.